Nice to meet you. Thanks for taking a minute out.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure. Yes.
So I'm looking forward to getting into the singles here that Scott had sent over as the songwriter and you as the practitioner. And I appreciate you taking a moment out.
Yes. Yes. Scott. He's a songwriter. He's a film director and producer and writer. And got a chance to meet him through a mutual friend. And I thought the title of that single, "No Hugs for You," I thought it was a very interesting title. I was kind of wondering when he approached me with that, and I was kind of wondering what could that story be about, and I thought it was kind of interesting to actually put an arrangement to it.
So what did you discover about it as you put that together?
Not only did I thought it was some interesting chord progressions, and I just kind of embellished on some things and put it in my what I thought it would enhance the song. Um, but just the story behind it, which is, when you have given someone your best and they don't reciprocate, and it's like, well, you know, y- I've given you all my all, but yet it's not enough, so no hugs for you.
Yeah.
It's,
Well,
what else can I do,
y- yeah. Yeah. Well, there's another single too, Secret Entrance to Your Heart. That was the other single that is out there. Talk to me a little bit about that one.
Well, that one, which was done by another group, it's kind of had a Brazilian flavor, and I was into sort of Latin style music. And when I heard it, I thought it was a nice song. I just wanted to put my spin on it and just to see how that would turn out. And it turned out very nice. I got a nice response from it.
So how did you and Scott get into this musical union? How did all this start?
Well, like I said, it's through a mutual friend that told me about Scott, that he was a songwriter. He had some songs that he was trying to basically see if some particular artist would be interested, and I gave him a call, and we talked about it, and he told me what he had, and so he sent over an MP3, just a very raw mix of what he had, and I thought it was something that I could probably work from and turn it into an arrangement that would be more radio friendly.
Yeah. So talk
So
to me a little
yeah.
bit about your musical journey. Where were you born and raised, and how did music become your life?
Well, I was born in Chicago, Illinois, and my mother pretty much had inspired us. She's a singer, and she used to sing in a church choir. And she taught us as kids, myself and my sister. She wanted us to take private music lessons. I was probably about 13 years old at the time, and we had classes downtown, private classes downtown of Chicago, and I would learn how to read music and play acoustic guitar, which was, when I look back on it now, it was like the guitar, the strings were like very high off the neck, and it was like quite a challenge to play, but I stuck with it, and I found myself really getting involved with the guitar as I got
So, what was the first live jazz show that you ever saw that blew you away?
older. The very first live show. Hmm. Well, actually, in Chicago, there's a lot at that time, especially in the 70s, um, or even early 60s, but I'll just say the 70s and 80s. There's a lot of jazz clubs on the south side of Chicago during that time. And I got a chance to see Sonny Stitz, and he was playing at one of the local clubs on the south side of Chicago. And I thought he was very impressive, you know. And matter of fact, they allowed me to sit in, and I was just kind of like really kind of getting my feet wet. But they were playing some blues, and you know, and I was kind of familiar with blues changes, and so, but just hearing him play was very inspiring, just to be part of that scene.
So, who were some early influences on the way that you found your voice and played?
Well, you know, I remember. Here's a story that distinctly remember. When I was in high school, and I was still learning, you know, guitar, jazz guitar, and I invited a friend of mine to come over because he played guitar too. We were in school, and you know, and I said, "Well, come on over." I said, "Come on over, and you know, let's just play." You know, I had no idea what he was into at the time, but anyway, he told me he played guitar. So I invited him over to my house, and so I put on some West Montgomery, and he asked me, did I have any Jimi Hendrix? And I said, no, I'm not into Jimi Hendrix. And he left. And so Wes Montgomery was my guy, you know, at that time. It was like his sound was just so inspiring. It was so beautiful. Just the way he expressed himself was just amazing to
Yeah.
me. Mhm.
So, what do you like the best about being a professional musician? What motivates you the most?
What motivates me is that you know, is that there's always something new. There's always something to write about. And you know, I have this thing for writing music and arranging music, but mostly writing original music. That motivates me and to keep me just in the business.
So, what's been your key to longevity? What has kept you in the game and evolving and staying relevant? What has that been for you?
I think, well, I guess because a lot of times I'm on call, someone calls me to play with them or either for me to perform. And so that pretty much keeps me in this game. And, you know, it keeps me busy. It keeps me busy. And I
So,
think my adventure with when I first started traveling and my being on the road with the Broadway show, The Wiz, that was one of the biggest things that really inspired me to stay with music. And I think after that, I said to myself, because I had some day jobs previous, you know, before that I was a teenager and, you know, I had some day jobs. And when I was in my early 20s, I had a few day jobs. But when I went on the road with The Wiz, and this was 1977, uh, after that, I said, "Hey, this is all I want to do is play music," you know, and that's how that pretty much took off.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
why do you love jazz?
I think the main reason is because it gives you the ability to stretch, to reach for different sounds, colors, to be innovative. It's there's so many extensions, and there's it's a never, you know, you're always learning, you know, because you never learn everything about it. There's always something new that you might have heard um, John Coltrane play, or again Wes Montgomery play that I might have heard when I was 17, but now that I'm an adult, I can really understand it. I can appreciate it. I get it, you know. And so those are some things that you know, that I think is so important about jazz music. You know, it's always a learning experience.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, at the end of the day, everyone out there has a perception of you. Family, friends, fans, but ultimately you're in control. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Well, I'm a guy who plays music, and I'm going to try to give you my best every time.
I think it went on mute.
Okay,
There
can
we
you hear
go.
me now?
Yeah, we're good.
Someone,
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. I'm hoping that whatever they receive, is going to be something positive, something that they've never maybe seen before, and I just have to keep it moving from there, and hopefully the response has always, for the most part, has always been positive. So, I think it kind of speaks for itself.
For sure. So, secret entrance to your heart and no hugs for you. At the end of the day, what are you hoping the listener gets from these singles?
I think I'm hoping that they get the feeling that's been put into the song. First of all, it feels good, it sounds good, and each song has its own message. And I think it's something that they can take from it and just kind of see how it relates to them. Yeah.
So, where can people pick up the new singles or even delve into your any of your catalog? Where's the best place for people to go?
They can go to Apple Music. They can go to Spotify. All the platforms where you can purchase music, it's available. And they can go on my website, michaelrossjazz.com or mrossjazz.com. mrossjazzguitar.com.
Cool. And I'll put the links in the liner notes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get it out there. Right on. Michael, this has been great, man. It's so great to meet you. Thank you for your story. Thank you for taking a little time out today. And best of luck with the singles.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Happy